The Minister of Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, has called on the newly inaugurated board of the Federal Housing Authority to proffer solutions to urban housing deficit in the country. The minister made the call while inaugurating members of the FHA board in Abuja. He reiterated the commitment of government to build a globally competitive economy by investing in the people, enabling access to affordable housing, financial inclusion, and a better way of life for citizens.
There's something out there that has been there before we came here, that Nigeria has 17 million housing deficit. It's a lie. It's a lie. Unfortunately, it was from a document that emanated from this ministry in 2012. It has no scientific basis. It has no logical basis. So ignore it. Is there a deficit? Perhaps, perhaps not. There's a deficit in the urban centers. The housing problem is an urban problem. Let's be honest about it. Many of the people who are renting houses in the cities have big empty houses in their villages. So let's understand this problem. And even in the urban centers, whether it's Lagos, Aba, Port Harcourt, Owerri, Kaduna, Kano, Ibadan, there are empty and unoccupied houses. So one of the things we need to begin to do is to rethink and understand this problem. How do we bring those empty and unlocked and unused houses to the market? Because if there are empty houses that people are not living in, people don't buy, does it make sense to say we have a deficit when we have something that is unused? And there's no city in this country, and I've traveled all the states, there's not one where you won't see an empty house. Not one. So don't be locked by the definitions of the past. Reappraise them with your own understanding, your own professionalism, your own understanding, and let us benefit from your experience. So I would urge you to situate your contributions to this board around the parameters of the larger objective of what the board wants to, what the government wants to achieve. Essentially, your role will be as defined by the Federal Housing Authority Act, and I will urge you to quickly acquaint yourselves with your powers and your responsibilities under that act. Of course, you have a legal mind on your board too, so you can advise all of you what your rights are, what your duties, but largely you will be the thinking mind for the management. You will be the conscience of the management. You will be their guide about right and wrong and about policy. So please familiarize yourself with the act that empowers you to sit on this board.
The chairman of the newly inaugurated board, Mr. Lawal Shuaibu, appreciated the minister and the government for finding him and his colleagues worthy of the appointment.
On behalf of my colleagues on the board of the Federal Housing Authority, thank you immensely for finding our names worthy of recommendation. More so myself, for finding my name worthy of reappointment after having served first. I want to assure the Honorable Minister, with the type of composition the board has now, I think the work at the Federal Housing Authority is minimized because we have the brains, we have what it takes to make policies, especially, as you rightly mentioned, we have legal minds, we have professionals, we have those who have been practitioners in the housing sector.